Welcome, everybody, to the weekly Head Coaches Show with Sacred Heart Football head coach Mark Nofri. And the Pioneers are now up to 5-1 on the regular season, but most importantly, I think, and I'm sure you would agree, 1-0 in conference play. And what a victory it was, 52-13 in the conference opener against Robert Morris. A lot of people really contributed. There were certain plays in which you got 4 or 5 guys involved. So talk about your team's effort and how they came out and answered the bell with a pretty dynamic first quarter.
Yeah, our biggest concern, and my concern as the head coach, was coming off a big win against Delaware and a little bit of a hangover. It was a lousy day weather-wise. It was a weekend where, I'm not people on campus, and, it's kind of set up for disaster right there. And, we talked about it all week. Delaware was behind us, move on. You got conference play, come out from the get-go and play with enthusiasm and excitement. And I'll tell you what, they did. Right from the first kickoff, which, OC returned for a touchdown, but it was called back. But the kids, I couldn't be more happy with their excitement, their enthusiasm, starting fast, playing hard, and in the first quarter, you're looking, it was 28-0, and it was like, wow, what just happened? And I'm real happy. I'm real happy that we got some momentum going into conference play, and to beat a team like Robert Morris, who's had won the conference quite a few years. They're always a tough physical team, and our kids showed up ready to go, and they were ready to play.
Again, how about the team effort? You got guys like Pat Casey involved into the end zone, Sean Bell into the end zone twice. Doobie was his normal great self, scored his eighth touchdown of the year, that one-handed grab of the back of the end zone. And then, of course, that double reverse with Spence to Webb to Doobie from Noel. I mean, really, everybody was really involved. How important is it to get your team depth all involved and to use that team depth?
Well, it's great to see some of these kids that hadn't done much in the years past or kind of working their way into the system. One of the kids offensively that I'm real happy with, it's done a great job for us this year, is Jackson King. Yeah. He's had some huge catches for us, and he did a great job again on Saturday. He caught 2 or 3 balls and some big first downs, and the kid's showing up, and he's bought his time. He's worked his way into the rotation, and let me tell you something, he's done a heck of a job for us. Offensively, we got Sean Bell and Cashadas, and then 2 young kids, OC and Jalen Crew, did a great job. It's nice to see Brandon Robertson, redshirt freshman at the tight end position, give us some depth. And then defensively, James Wrench is a sophomore, and obviously he was a pretty good player last year, but the kid's stepping his game up, and he's relentless. I mean, he's a great kid to have. And then Kevin Berry, he's a sophomore, didn't start for us last year. Was called upon in the summer to start, and the kid's just a heck of a football player. And then the other one that's a true freshman this year for us is Ackerson. The kid from Alabama is doing a great job. I mean, he's a true freshman getting on the field. So it's good to spread it around. It's good to see some of these younger guys develop into the roles, and it's only going to add depth and make us better on both sides of the ball.
We talk a little bit more about James Rentz because he's having a special 2-week period here with 5.5 sacks. He's up to 6th in all of FCS in sacks. And when you can disrupt the quarterback, as you know, longtime linebacker coach coming into the head coaching position, when those linebackers get to the quarterback, everything takes off defensively.
Yeah, I mean, the kid he's got a motor. He's got a motor that never stops. He's probably the strongest kid on the team. He loves coming to practice every day in the weight room. I mean, the kid is a football kid. He's watching tape all the time. He's a smart kid. And he goes about his business. And I'll tell you what, if you can get after the quarterback and not bring pressure, it makes it a whole easier job for the secondary. And then you add Coach Wisman's pressures and different combinations and different looks you get. And that's one of the things you got to do when you play good teams with a good quarterback. Not always are you going to get a sack, but you got to make them uncomfortable back there, and that's what he does.
All right, finally, let's look forward now. After a nice look back on putting up 52 points and doing all you did defensively, now it's on to Duquesne. Tough trip. Got to get across Pennsylvania against a team that's coming off a pretty good victory against Central Connecticut. What's the goal this week in practice going into the game Saturday?
Obviously to stay healthy, and get some of the kids back that have had some bumps and bruises. And again, it's going to be, a tough trip out there. It's 8 hours. We went out there last year and played Robert Morris and won at the end of the year when we won the NEC. So same thing. It's a business trip for us. Our kids are going to be ready to go. I think they're going to have a great week of practice. They're fired up. They're excited. They're excited about going out and playing a good team like Duquesne. And Duquesne's good. I mean, they gave us, like I said last year, it's a toss-up. When you look at both of our teams, we're equally matched on paper. They're very well coached, and they got guys, and they'll be ready to play at home. And our kids got to go out there and know that there's a challenge ahead of them, and they're going to have to answer the bell like they did last 2 weeks ago against Delaware.
Great job, Coach. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
Looking forward to Saturday. That is Mark Nofri, the head coach of the Sacred Heart Pioneers. And we'll have the call for you on the Shoe Sports Network out in the Steel City, Duquesne and Sacred Heart, as the Pioneers look for their 6th victory of the season.